Hi ladies! Today's video is a follow-on from my last video in which I've talked about strategies for weaning of nipple shields. But what if you've tried every trick in the book and you just can't get your baby to breastfeed without nipple shields? How you can successfully continue to breastfeed your baby with nipple shields will be the topic of this video. Before we start, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Regina Kincaid. I'm an international board certified lactation consultant, online course creator of Breastfeeding Basics, a practical guide, and mum of 4 little ones ranging in age from 10 years down to 21 months. I have personally breastfed for nearly 7 years in total, and I love sharing practical breastfeeding tips so that mothers can achieve their own individual breastfeeding goal. So if you enjoy hearing about all things breastfeeding, do consider subscribing to my channel so you won't miss when I upload next. So let's get straight into our topic. Research on the use of nipple shields suggests that they should only be used temporarily, as they can interfere with milk production, baby's weight gain, and ultimately lead to early weaning. And I've linked the research article for you in the description box below. Paying extra attention to these 3 key parameters will help you not to run into trouble. Before you decide to introduce nipple shields into your breastfeeding relationship, you should discuss the pros and cons with your lactation consultant or a trained healthcare professional. The most common reasons for introducing nipple shields are latch difficulties, nipple pain or damaged nipples, and transitioning a preterm or a bottle-fed infant to the breast. Working with a lactation consultant or a healthcare professional, they will be able to check the correct fit and application of the nipple shield. If a nipple shield is too large, it may cause ineffective milk transfer and affect milk production, and if a nipple shield is too small, then it will not extend deeply enough into your baby's mouth and then not allow your baby to attach deeply enough into the breast. To measure the correct size of nipple shields, it is suggested that you measure the diameter of the base of your nipple. So not the tip, but the base of the nipple after a feed when your breast is still warm and the nipple is still moist. Nipple shields come in different sizes, sometimes labeled as small, medium or large, or they will have the exact diameter of the base of the shield engraved onto the shield. Sometimes the baby's mouth, especially if the baby is a premature infant, also needs to be taken into consideration, and as your baby gets bigger and stronger, you might sometimes have to go a size up. If you feed long-term with nipple shields, your shield should be replaced after 3 months or so to ensure there is no damage of the material and that it's not porous and would cause harm. Nipple shields with a contour cutout are preferred as they allow for more direct skin contact with mum. When you're feeding with nipple shields, your baby is not directly stimulating the nipple areola area, and direct stimulation of this area plays a role in milk production. Offering your baby plenty of skin-to-skin contact after feeds and between feeds, and also regularly massaging your breasts or hand expressing a little bit after feeds will provide extra stimulation and support milk production. When you're applying the nipple shield, ensure you don't just sit it on top of the nipple like so, because that will most likely mean your baby is only attaching to the tip of the teat, and what will happen then is your baby may slide up and down the nipple shield and is not actually deeply attached into the breast, and therefore cannot transfer the milk and remove the milk from the breast effectively, and it will take baby a very long time to drink. Your baby might get very tired, fall asleep, and not receive a lot of milk at all. So what you want to do when you apply your nipple shield is you want to fold it over about halfway, and then when you put it onto the nipple, you want to fold it back and make sure that not just the nipple but the base also gets drawn into the breast, so that your baby will be able to extend the shield and the nipple far enough into their mouth and attach to the areola and attach deeply into the breast for effective feeding and drinking. In my online breastfeeding course, Breastfeeding Basics, a Practical Guide, I give more detailed information and a real-life tutorial about how to correctly apply nipple shields, and I have left the link for my course in the description box for you below. You will know if your baby is feeding effectively with the shields if you see some pooling of milk and milk collection in the shield, if your baby is drinking actively and you hear audible swallows. Also, if your baby comes off the breast happy, they show signs of fullness such as relaxed hands, and they're not fussing after a feed. And of course also if baby's weight gain is adequate. So if breastfeeding is going well, on average, babies gain 150 grams to 200 grams per week. So you would want to be in close contact continuously throughout your breastfeeding journey when you're feeding with shields, to check in regularly with your lactation consultant so they can monitor baby's weight and also make sure that your breasts are comfortable. Another parameter you want to monitor is your baby's output. So you would want your baby to fill their nappy with poos. You would want to see at least 2 large yellow seedy stools per day and at least 6 wet nappies, and the nappies should be heavy wet nappies. And this is what, if breastfeeding is going well, a breastfed baby that is 1 week or older will usually show that output pattern in their nappy. When your baby is younger, when your baby is less than a week old, they will show different types of stools, as they first have the meconium, then the transitional stool, and then it turns into yellow breast milk stool. But I do have a printable that I've created on my Etsy shop, which I will leave the link in the description box below, and it is a table that will show you what to expect in your baby's nappy. At the end of each breastfeed, your breast should feel softer, so get into the habit of just palpating your breasts and feeling your breasts after each feed, as sometimes milk removal with shields is not quite as good as when you're feeding without shields. So check your breasts, and if you feel any lumps, then massage them and hand express them or even pump them, because that will help your breasts to become soft and comfortable, and it will also allow you to build up milk storage or stash, or a top up if that is required if your baby is slow to gain weight, and it will also support your milk production. Ensuring your breasts are soft after each feed will also help to prevent mastitis and maintain your milk supply. If there is built up of breast milk in your breasts over time and your breasts feel engorged, then eventually your body will decrease milk production. So this is it really, paying extra attention to the parameters that we've discussed to ensure you maintain your milk production and your baby is gaining weight, your breasts are soft and comfortable, and you don't get mastitis or breast infection, then it is possible to continue breastfeeding with nipple shields. The only nuisance really is that you have to remember to bring them when you're going out and when you're breastfeeding out and about. And another key point as well is that you keep them clean, so the general advice would be to wash them after each feed with hot soapy water and then rinse them with cool water, and then once a day at least sterilize them properly. But do always follow the product instructions. So I'd love to know whether you fed long term with nipple shields and what has helped you, and for how long you breastfed with nipple shields. And otherwise, until next time, hope your breastfeeding journey is going well.